Should you choose a curved treadmill without a motor or a flat treadmill powered by a motor?
That is the question.
In this video, you are going to learn 4 things. How do the different treadmills affect the load on muscle and joints? If you run at the same pace on the 2 treadmills, does it cost the same amount of energy? How does their design affect your running technique? And finally, which of the 2 is most similar in effort and running technique to running outdoors? You'll find out in this video. Oh, and if you like my videos, I hope you can click that subscribe button and help me reach 50,000 subscribers before the end of this year. Now start the title one more time. My name is Fredrik Zillén and I'm your running technique specialist, and today I'm going to try to sort out the differences and advantages and disadvantages of running on these 2 different types of treadmills. Firstly, no, you don't get any help from the motor in the traditional flat treadmills where there is a matter that is driven around by a motor. As long as you don't run really fast, the energy consumption is about the same as running outdoors. If you are running slower than, say, 4 minutes per kilometer, 6:26 per mile or so, then wind resistance isn't a factor you need to consider either. But all the differences and similarities, including not being helped by the treadmill's motor, you can find out more about that in my video, Running on Treadmill versus Outside. Differences in injury risk and energy consumption. You find it on my channel, and I put a link to it in the description below. I actually also made a video about how running on a treadmill can cost more energy than running outside, as it seems that you perform better in a beautiful and stimulating environment outside than on a treadmill in a boring room. I'll throw in a link to that video in the description too. Now to the differences between flat and the curved treadmills. Does it cost the same amount of energy to run on them if you run at the same pace on both treadmills? And the simple answer is no, it does not. It's harder and costs more energy on the curved one, especially if you choose to run this way, which once again makes me wonder if those people who make adverts for running related products really have a clue what it looks like when you run. I think this picture is super funny. But to be a bit serious again, the fact that it costs more energy on a curved treadmill than a flat one is confirmed by results of several studies that all concludes the same thing. Like the study Physiological Response to Speed-Matched Running on a Non-Motorized Assault Air Runners versus Traditional Treadmills, as well as the study Metabolic and Kinematic Responses while Walking and Running on Motorized and a Curved Non-Motorized Treadmill. There you can read, among other things, that the results show that runners had a higher heart rate, burned more carbohydrates and needed more oxygen on the curved one compared to the flat ones when running at the same pace. Now you might be thinking, aha, I knew it. It's easier on the motorized treadmill. Running on the curved ones is more like running outside in terms of level of effort. But then I have 2 things to say. Firstly, that you didn't listen to what I said in the beginning of this video, that studies have shown that running on flat treadmills with the motor costs just as much energy as running outside, as long as you don't run so fast that wind resistance becomes a factor. Moreover, I can answer that objection just by reading the title of this study. Non-motorized treadmill running is associated with higher cardiometabolic demands compared with overground and motorized treadmill running. So, it's not easier to run on the flat treadmills compared to running outside and on curved ones. It is harder on the curved ones compared to the other 2 options. And it is no wonder that it is harder on the curved ones. To get it moving, you have to run where it leans upwards. So the curved treadmills, on them, you're running constantly uphill, slightly up. Maybe it's not so strange that it's harder then. And since you're always running uphill, it's only natural that it also affects your running technique. In the study Metabolic and Kinematic Response while Walking and Running on a Motorized and Curved Non-Motorized Treadmill, it says, and I quote, "The results show that running on the CNT, that is the curved one, resulted in significant change in gait characteristics, stride length, imbalance score and stride angle, among other things. But maybe the change in running technique compared to flat treadmills just makes curved treadmills more like running outside." No. In the study with the very revealing title, "Curved non-motorized treadmills do not biomechanically replicate overground running better than motorized treadmills." That is a good title. You don't have to read the study. It is concluded, in line with the title of the study, that, I quote, "running on curved non-motorized treadmills is more biomechanically different compared to overground running than on motorized treadmills." And another study concluded that a less efficient running economy was evident when running on the CNMT, that is the curved one. But am I not really going to say anything positive about the curved treadmills? Well, yes, I'll get to that. But first, I thought I'd just summarized what I said so far. If you want to run on a treadmill with a running technique and the load on muscles and joints and a degree of effort that is as similar as possible to what you do outdoors, it is better to choose the flat motorized treadmill. And since I like to train the thing I want to be good at, which is for me for the last 1.5 years has been the sport high rocks, where you only run on flat floors in large exhibition halls, I usually choose to also train on flat treadmills. If I have to run on a treadmill, of course. And that is to make it as much competition-like as possible. On the curved ones, I have also noticed that many people find it a bit scary to run where it's inclined upwards, so they stay in the middle of the treadmill, but to get it moving, they will reach their feet forward and dip their forefoot down like this, which puts much more strain on all parts below the knees, lower legs, calves, Achilles tendons, ankles, feet, which can increase the risk of injury. But if your goal is not to train in a way that is so similar to regular running, but mostly just want to get the heart rate and effort level up as much as possible, curved treadmills are a great alternative for you, as you have a higher heart rate and perceived effort on them compared to the flat ones. And if you want to train for sprinting, the curved ones are absolutely superior, because there is one thing that they're very good at. It is making it easy to accelerate really fast. You get up to near maximum speed in no time at all, especially compared to the flat motorized treadmill. And in addition, it seems that the runners have on average a higher cadence on the curved treadmills compared to the flat ones. So if you need to try to get your cadence up a bit, practicing it on the curved treadmill can work very well. Or you can just put the flat treadmills on a slight incline and you will probably also increase your cadence, because almost everybody does that by themselves when running uphill, even when running outdoors. But as usual, if you like running on curved treadmills more than running on flat ones, then do it. Then you also look a little cooler on Instagram. And if you want to learn all about efficient running technique, I hope you can check out my online course. You find everything about it in the text below this video. And also, please send this video to your friend who claims that running on curved treadmills is more like running outdoors than the flat ones. I think he or she will be thrilled to learn something new. Now, as usual, it's time for words of wisdom for runners. See you in another video.
As you can see, performance-orientated training is above all about time, continuity, and room for sleep and recovery. There is no such thing as a magic pill.
We get that. But what is a key workout if you want to run 10 kilometers under 40 minutes?